If you've been a fan of Savor the Burn for any length of time, you know damn good and well that I am really not that big of a fan of Maker's Mark. At least that's what I thought going into this podcast.
We're a slow roll into this.
Right. But when it really clicked in for me, it was the 46, the number 46, the French oak. It was this one here, the cask strength, and even just the other one, the
standard 46.
The standard 46. Yeah, I didn't know what to call it.
Yeah.
I mean, Maker's Mark is so much more than just their standard release that everybody knows and most people love. It just wasn't for me, and it really still isn't. But for whatever reason, everything else of theirs that I've tried, I've really enjoyed. And when we went to
not to mention the visit
at the distillery grounds, I was blown away, and I became an immediate fan because of their steadfast showcasing of their local art scene. I loved it. All the murals, the sculptures. We'll get into this here later, but there was a sculpture of a cat sitting on a laptop. Blew my mind. It was so lifelike. And we'll get into that, but we're going to get into this bottle right here, a Private Selection, another one from Lee Summit West, the HyVee out there. Ralph Bondon picked this one, and it's very exclusive because this one here can't be made anymore.
Nope.
So
we'll get into that.
And it's going to get into us on this episode of Savor the Burn. Y'all ready to go?
Let's go!
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this very exciting Savor the Burn episode. My name is Jonathan. Across the barrels from me is who? Mr. W2. How do you do?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about you, Mr. Chan Man?
Hello.
I'm excited to have this guy back in the studio.
Yeah, thanks for coming out today and hanging out with us, having a pour.
And reverse it and rewind it back. I'm here again.
Flip it and reverse it.
It's so good to see everybody and be here with you two wonderful folks. Teach me the ways of the bourbon.
We got another great barrel pick from HyVee Lee Summit.
Yeah, Mr. Ralph Bondon. He picked a great one here, and like we talked about in the intro, which we're going to talk about here in a minute. Some of the finishing, what are they, staves or finishing coils?
They're staves.
Staves. Mm-hmm. They're not available anymore. Yep. So this one here, not only is it exclusive, it's a endangered species.
So this bottle,
and we're gonna kill it.
I was planning on picking up anyway.
Yeah.
But just one day I was working, trying to get some things done, and good old Ralph sends out his email and says, "Oh, hey, by the way, we just got 10 bottles of Blanton's in.
Oh,
we're bundling those with any of our store picks. You choose which one you want." But we're bundling them with one of our store picks. And what I love about the HyVee liquor department is they try really hard and they do get really close to MSRPs. And so I've been on my blends kick again because I'm getting really close to finishing all of the letters and having all the little horsies.
Yeah, you're like 3 shy.
I've got 3 more
time
left.
Of recording.
But before this, I was 4 away, and so I saw that, and I was like, all right, there's a good chance by the time I get to Lee Summit, they're not going to be there. But I took off.
And if they are, they're probably not going to have your letter.
Right. I went out there. Ralph was actually there, and I was like, the blends bundles? He's like, yeah, I got a couple left. Actually, he had more than a couple left, but I'm like, well, I'm actually looking for a very specific letter. At the time, I was also looking for B was on the list of letters that I needed. And so let's start at the beginning. And I'm like, well, let's see if you got a B first and get that out of the way. And he's like, oh, look what we got here. So they had the Blantons. He's like, what bottle do you want? So I'm looking around and they had the Cocoa Creme, which is what this one is. They also had a Caramel Ganache was the other Maker's Mark that they had. I should have just gotten both of them because it sounded really good too.
Right.
he said that they were both really fantastic. But
Well,
he said,
he would because he picked them.
But he said this one specifically, hands down, no question, was the better barrel of the two of those. So I was like, okay, for this bundle, this is the bottle that I need.
And you just got this just a couple of months ago. At time of recording, 2025. Just like 3-4 months ago, maybe.
Yeah, early midsummer.
And it gone. Like, it's gone. Like, when people opened it up and they tried it, they were like, holy smokes, this is amazing. I need another one or two, I need to buy a bottle to give to a friend.
Well, and
that's wonderful.
And thanks to some of the feedback that we got on the pictures that you had, I hadn't realized it yet, but there is a date on the front of this.
Yeah, August of 2023.
And so I don't know if that may be when it was bottled.
Probably, yeah.
I really don't think that was the date that they received these. I don't, but I don't know. I just got this recently, and I feel like HyVee not that far or not that much ahead of when I picked it up. They got this barrel in, but I might be wrong on that.
It's a beautiful color.
This may be a couple years that this was just old stock that they were just trying to clear out some of their barrel picks.
It's got little floaties down here. Sediment. I'm here for it. So it's unfiltered.
Yeah.
Yes.
Should we get into it?
Yes.
You got some wax to dig through, and
Mr. Miyagi.
And I got a few things to read on this.
Ooh. That's some serious stuff.
With this being a private selection bottle pick, I don't have any real details on this one, but I do have a few things. This is Maker's Mark Private Selection Bourbon, which is their barrel pick program. We do not have an age statement on this, but this does come in at 109.4 proof. This is a Kentucky straight bourbon. Maker's Mark Private Selection is a first-of-its-kind barrel program. It allows our retail or restaurant partners to purchase a barrel and explore their own taste vision of Maker's Mark, much in the way our past and present makers distillers defined theirs. Find your favorite by trying unique expressions of Maker's Mark Private Selection at your favorite establishment. You want to do a bottle pop before I go farther?
Yeah.
I've got more.
Here we go. Huh. That didn't happen.
Wax.
Right. Wax.
There you go.
I was like, this thing is trying to suck the cork back into the bottle.
Deep pucker to it.
Wow.
Okay, so Maker's Mark's Private Selection. What is that? First, Maker's Mark Private Selection offers a new customized take on the Maker's Mark 46 process and begins with cast strength Maker's Mark at the base.
All right.
Second, each barrel is specially fitted with 10 wood finishing staves in our limestone cellar and aged for an additional 9 weeks.
Okay, so I didn't know it was 10.
Okay. Third, where Private Selection separates itself from Maker's Mark 46 is barrel customization using 5 different stave types. This results in over 1,001 different possible combinations. And fourth, as single barrel bourbons, all expressions of Maker's Mark Private Selection are bottled at cask strength, which range from 107 to 114 proof. So, to boil that down a little bit for us, you pick a barrel, which their barrel is their cask strength Maker's Mark 46 base. You get 10 finishing staves that you get to select, and when you're done here, I'm going to let you read from the front label because that's where the info on this specific bottle is. But they have 5 different stave categories, and you get a total of 10 staves. You get to select the combination of what kind of staves, 10 total, but you select of the 5 kinds, how many of those go into the barrel as part of their finishing.
That is a question I had. Is it into the barrel itself or is it part of the barrel?
I believe it goes into the barrel.
Okay.
I may be wrong about that. They may actually construct a custom barrel for your finish.
Okay.
It does not say that. So I always thought they were staves that go into the barrel. But down at the front label,
yes,
at the very bottom, It has 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5
Okay, these guys.
categories.
Yeah.
And then it has the number of staves of each type.
All right, so there's going to be 1 stave of baked American Pure. There's going to be 1 stave of seared French Cuvée.
Okay.
3 of the Maker's Mark 46. Okay.
That's the French. That is the French oak.
Yeah. You saw the bottle. And let's see here. 4 of the roasted French Mocha. And 1 of the toasted French Spice. Now, one of those I know is no longer
the Mocha.
Available.
The Mochas
It's
are
the Mocha.
The Mochas are no longer available.
Roasted French Mocha.
This was the last barrel, or the last batch of barrels that they had.
Oh, really?
That was an option for.
Wow, that's cool. And it also says down here at the bottom of the label, the proof is 109.4, 54.7 alcohol by volume, and the date August 23rd, or August of 2023, that like we said earlier. And it gives us the bottle number over here. Yep. It's like a ticket kind of thing on top of a label on top of a label.
I can't wait to talk about like the bottle, the packaging of this.
Bottle number, it says 151 of 252. Let's get this on the nose and see what we can come up with here.
I'm getting kind of a powdered cocoa on the nose, but I'm also getting kind of a floral bouquet.
I'll see you on that floral. You're picking up like the Nestle Quick, the old metal can powdered cocoa. All right, I'll write it down. Just because I don't get it first pass on the nose doesn't mean I won't later.
I'm gonna also say, what are those little cookies? Fig Newtons. I'm getting some fig and shortbread. So Fig Newton cookie or shortbread / fig.
I always loved Fig Newtons when I was a kid, and I still do. Our last drummer and Into Existence, Eddie, he'd have a whole package of them, and he'd bring them to practice. And
my great-grandfather, Ernest, used to keep packs and packs and packs of Fig Newtons on hand. So every time I went over there, I could eat as many Fig Newtons as I wanted.
Okay, I had Fig Newtons when I was a kid. I haven't had them in years.
Not a fan?
Years. It was fine.
Okay.
But it's just like, I haven't had that. It's such an interesting cookie. Like, I'm not trying to...
Very much so.
The shape of it, it's a very iconic cookie for those of that had a Fig Newton. Anyway.
Yeah.
There's a light caramel on the nose.
Light caramel? Okay. I was trying to see if there was any kind of citrus on here. I'm not sure that there is.
I'm not smelling any citrus, really.
And I would think
That's a great color.
I mean...
That's really nice color.
Yeah, I mean, fig makes sense because, these are French... There's a couple different French oaks in here, and French oak helps bring in some of those dark fruits, the berries or whatever, the wine kind of influences that you would expect to find in a wine barrel or whatever finished whiskey. I think that's pretty good though. We got powdered cocoa, it's floral, there's fig and shortbread, vanilla cream, I think, and a light caramel. Let's get it on the palate. The palate. Cheers, everybody.
And to Ralph.
I was about to say, shout out to Ralph.
That
guy, Ralph. I don't even know him, but he's my guy. He's already my guy.
Okay, not exactly what I expected at all. I don't know what I was expecting.
Fudge right on the front of the palate.
Like a Christmas Story fudge or like grandma's fudge?
What's a Christmas Story's fudge?
It's when his dad was trying to use a tire iron on the wheel, and he was holding the lug nuts in the hubcap, and went, and he's like, fudge. And then the narrator
it cuts with the bar of soap in his mouth.
and the narrator was like, only I didn't say fudge. And the dad was like, what did you say?
No, this is grandma's fudge.
Get in the car. Supercalifragilistic. Anyway, so yeah, grandma's fudge.
This is the fudge at, I think, 4 or 5. We were at a family's house pre or post Christmas Day celebration, exchanging presents, eating way too much food and stuff. The family was all upstairs talking and doing the things, and I snuck down because I knew that all the desserts were sitting on the pool table downstairs.
Yes.
and I ate an entire plate of fudge.
Oof.
And got really, really sick.
I bet.
But it didn't stop me from
You
going
ain't gonna
back
shit
to
right
fudge.
for a week, boy. I'm not gonna shit right now.
This is a fantastic. Oh, there's a little bit of a char. There's a little bit of like an oak char at the tail end of the palate into the finish. I will say there's not much of a warm hug. The finish is nice.
The finish is nice, but it's not
but
warm.
it dissipates rather quickly.
Mm-hmm. Is that indicative of all Maker's Mark products?
Maybe.
Because I think it might be. Does it tell you what kind of? It's just their barrel strength.
I read what I have.
Okay, and it didn't say anything about the mash.
It is cask strength. Yeah. It does say, just to reiterate, Maker's Mark's Private Selection offers a new customized take on the Maker's Mark 46 process and begins with cask strength Maker's Mark as the base. So not 46.
Right.
But the cask strength Maker's Mark.
Yeah.
Which is a step or two up and above the plain Jane standard.
I don't know that I've seen that out in stores.
It is in the same style bottle.
Is it? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So
and it's pretty common.
It is. And actually, this last year, they changed the style of this bottle. The 46 cask strength of this looked a lot like the old version of the cask strength. They changed the design of this with the black band at the bottom of it.
Yeah.
And then they changed their Maker's Mark cask strength to help differentiate between the two.
You're right, though. That oak char, it's all over this finish. And it's not, like you said, it's short. It's warm, but it's short. It's a short warmth.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just write that down. Short warmth. But the sweetness is lingering. Lingering sweet.
Oh, yeah. There is so much sweetness on this.
Yeah.
I mean, there's actually, for this being cask strength at 109.4 proof, there's no burn whatsoever. It is nice and smooth.
Does
and
Makers
sweet.
have wheat in the mash? Do you know that off the top of your head?
I don't.
If you guys know off the top of your head, please leave us a comment or send us an email, info, Jonathan, W2, or KC Kid, KCKID, or KCKIDD at savortheburn.com.
My gut's telling me we're about to start talking about bottle presentation.
Yes.
So I want to throw this one out there.
What's this one here?
Well, this is also a private selection. This is a store pick from Mike's in Westport.
Okay.
Those are very, very different looking bottles.
So that's 2023.
And I don't have an answer. So I'm throwing this out there.
Yeah, maybe there's a choice.
Hopefully there's a user out there, a viewer that is a huge Makers fan and can tell us. I'm not sure what the difference between these are, and maybe somewhere between when this came out and that came out, they changed the bottle shape, style, and label, and all the things. Or maybe there's another explanation. Maybe there's something else that plays into this.
Maybe there's a choice
that I just don't know. This one's got the wax medallion on it, and I love this presentation way more than this.
This one, the one you said
that one's got tasting notes. And
you said it
everything
was
on the
Gomer's.
side. No, Mike's.
Mike's. Okay. The reason you might have thought it the staves go inside the barrel is because there's a picture of an open barrel with staves sticking out of it.
There you go.
I bet that's exactly what they did. Yeah. You want to do a side by side look at those two.
So you specifically said you had definite opinions and wanted to talk about our presentation on this.
On Maker's Mark.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I want to give a shout out to Robert Embody III. He was one of my speech coaches back when I was at K-State doing forensics and all that type of stuff. And he loved Maker's Mark. So I feel like I can only, to start this conversation off, I have to give a shout out to him. Also, shout out to Ralph because
Right. Come on.
That's my guy. I haven't met him, but that's my guy. I love saying Ralph anyway. Here's the deal. I love the iconic, we were talking about how, when it comes to bottle presentations, how do you figure out walking through, when you're at a store and seeing a bottle and knowing exactly what that is.
Yes.
Because nowadays there's so many bottles out there.
Yeah.
And Maker's Mark has figured that out with using the candle and just having that as this iconic thing.
wax
Yeah,
dip.
The
no
wax.
matter what shape the glass is or what the label looks
Yeah.
like or whatever, that red wax
It's the
is
same red
trademarked.
wax.
Yeah. And then to see the videos, and I imagine that you've seen the like viral videos of like them dipping the wax, and sometimes it goes like extreme like this.
Yeah.
To something that is
What do they
like,
call that?
Dude, we were there.
We were there.
We saw people dipping their own bottles, and
Being ever so conservative with it, you know.
our dumbasses were like, "Oh, look at the time, we got to go."
Yeah.
And we didn't do the things, and we
were never behind
we
schedule.
totally should have. We had so
Yeah.
much extra time.
We had the time.
We totally should
Could have
have
taken the tour and
dipped our own.
hung out extra long and but we
I don't
didn't.
even think we got a pour while we were there.
No, we didn't.
We're like,
Yeah.
we got places to go.
Yeah,
Let's
we're
go,
sticking
go,
to
go,
the
go, go.
to the itinerary. We're like at one point we're like an hour and 45 minutes ahead of
Yeah.
schedule. We're just like we got to stick to the schedule.
but you were focused on the cat with the laptop. That
Yeah, right. Well, all right. So, okay. Thank you for bringing that back up. You walk in. Actually, you know what? You walk onto the grounds from the parking lot. You can see these beautiful black brick houses and red accents on the shutters and the doors. What were the roofs?
Beautiful.
Red also.
No, they
I
were
don't remember.
black.
Just black. Right. So everything's incredible looking. The grounds. It was very early spring, so like none of the flora had bloomed yet or had even really begun to break ground. That said, I mean, it was still beautiful. I mean, there was a little kind of a one-way walk bridge, covered bridge. Like you get on the grounds, and it's actually very beautiful, just the grounds themselves. And then you have those horses you were talking about. It reminded me of the Kansas City Hearts program. If you remember back, 2 years ago now?
Oh, I remember.
W2 would, because he got to paint one of those things, and it was absolutely beautiful. And what an honor that had to be. I mean, you submit your idea, and they actually pick you.
Yep.
You know, and then after they sit on display for so long, and it wouldn't be at the Nelson, it'd be somewhere else. But they go out for auction, and all that auction money goes somewhere. I don't remember where it went.
Side note.
Side.
I'll get to that.
Yes.
But side note.
Yeah.
I'm a little bitter because the auction is very anonymous.
Yeah.
The winning bids, they get all the artist info and all that stuff, but because it's all anonymous, it has to be up to the person who wins the bid to reach out to the artist to say, "Hey, I bought your heart." And and driving around town, I see hearts here and there, and I'm like, I recognize that one. I know that one. I have been keeping an eye out for my heart.
Yeah.
I have not found it yet.
Yeah.
And the buyer, I have no idea. But I do know that my heart went for just shy of $6,000. So
I think this is the perfect time to make an announcement.
All right. Chandler's got an announcement. What do you got?
Wayne, I did not buy your heart. Anyway,
That was one hell of an announcement. It took me way too long to catch on to what he was doing. Anyway, so you check out the grounds. Dude, me too. I was like, wow. I was like, what? He bought it? And I was like, wait a minute. No, this is a I didn't buy it announcement. You mother trucker.
I would show up and I'd be like,
Dirty sock chucker.
But anyway, all that to say,
Yeah.
I have no idea who bought, where my heart ended up, but my heart is out there somewhere in the wild.
oh my gosh, that even like the somebody like
I mean, that's almost poetry right there. I don't know where my heart is.
We need
it's somewhere
somebody
in
to
the
find
wild.
Wayne's heart.
Yeah.
Dubs.
Find Wayne's heart.
It's out
Hashtag
there
find
somewhere.
Wayne's heart.
It has a home. I just don't know where.
We got the Tin Man. We got.
We're all feeling it now, dude. I'm feeling it now, dude.
Come on,
man. Oh, smoke. Let's do that. Let's make a hashtag. Find Wayne's heart.
Find Wayne's heart. Find Dub's heart.
And we gotta find this thing because why not? You know?
It's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Somebody has it on display.
Yeah.
Somebody loved it enough.
Yeah.
Actually, as
They
much
loved it
as
enough, they paid $6,000 for it.
opening bid was $2,000.
Oh yeah,
so
they fought over it.
So there was a fight that happened.
Yeah,
and somebody won, and somebody went home with it.
Yeah.
Do you think that like they have it like private and like they rarely show
private collection?
Yeah, show anybody, or maybe
I'm sure,
or maybe again they have like a whole
like eyes wide shut.
They have
kind of thing.
They have been listening to you for like Savor the Burn. They've been listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
They have their own bourbon collection. They have the heart, and they're just fully in W2 stuff.
Yeah.
And they've been,
and if they are into W2 stuff, I mean, you've got all kinds of stuff.
And one of these days,
you've got a laundry list. And one of these days, they're going paintings and all kinds of stuff.
And one of these days,
it's not just whiskey related stuff; it's all kinds of stuff.
And one of these days, they're going to reach out to you and be like, "Hey,
that painting collection is coming.
It is
whiskey related.
Yeah.
One of these days, they're going to reach out to you and they'll be like, "Hey, can you come hang out with me?" And then they'll take you down and be like, Dubs.
Back to this.
Yeah, back to this. After a side of a side tangent and getting on into it. We'll get back to it.
We never do that. I'm sorry, guys.
I'm happy that it happens, honestly.
If you know.
You know.
Yeah.
So we get there on the grounds. We're checking things out. We walk through the front doors of that kind of main building there. And you're just surrounded by, like, not a whole lot that has to do with the actual distillery itself. There might be a couple bottles on display, but that's because somebody used that in their art. And you're surrounded. You walk into an art gallery. Not even essentially. That's exactly what it is. And then there's like the main room,
art gallery.
And then if I remember right, it kind of horseshoed. And during the top of the horseshoe, there was like a welcome counter and some little sculptures and things here and there. And there was a sculpture of a little cat sleeping on top of a laptop because that's what cats are going to sleep, or they're going to sleep. Mm-hmm. But what I didn't know is there'll be like cat bed warmer kind of things that are made to look like things that aren't cat beds, so to speak, right? So this laptop was one of those things, and that cat was not a sculpture; it was their cat. And there was a little sign that said, "Please don't touch the cat. Please don't pet the cat. Doesn't want to be touched. Doesn't want to be held. Talk to the cat. Take a picture of the cat. Whatever." I was like, "Oh, that's a real cat." And I'm like this far away from it, like, wow. And I'm like, kid brain. I want to touch the cat. It said not to touch the cat. I want to touch the cat, but it didn't happen. I didn't touch the cat because the cat lifted its head and kind of looked at me, looked around, put its head back down. I'm like, all right, that's not a sculpture. Stick to this itinerary, the schedule, and we start walking around, and you get around that corner you had first leg of the horseshoe kind of shape of the building, the hallway, that was all art, and then there was art and welcome center towards the top, and then third
tasting
bar, and there was a huge wall with the
stained glass
and things hanging from the ceiling.
Yep.
And then you can walk out, and there's this concrete kind of patio area with a great view of, I think, just kind of the woods, But it was still beautiful. It was beautiful grounds.
So the thing that I and not a bad thing at all, but it surprised me. So many distilleries, you want to get your gift shop and your bottle shop and your store, because that's where people buy things. Mm-hmm. You want that to be the very first thing. You walk through the door and you can buy any and everything right out the gate.
Now that you mention it, yeah.
So we came right out of the parking lot, and like you said, we walked in, and it's straight up art gallery. It's glass sculptures. It's things on the wall. It is a full-on art gallery first and foremost. And then as you walk through there and come around the corner, you come to the tasting room. Behind the bar is a huge ass 20-foot ceiling and wall sculpture that's behind the bar. Mm-hmm. Gorgeous. Yeah. But you can get a pour or a cocktail of anything you want.
Right. Well, I don't think we looked at any of that stuff, but they did have it.
But we were a little confused because we was like, this is it?
Where's the gift shop?
Right.
Where's the rest of it?
Where's the bottles? Where's the things?
Where's the distillery? Where do you get a tour if you want to get a tour?
We walked out onto the patio, and then we saw all the grounds, and we're like... Yeah.
so many buildings and a beautiful path.
I think we asked, and they're like, "Oh yeah, the gift shop's down there. Just follow the path down there." So we took off walking. It absolutely amazing. You walk through. There's sculptures and all the things. The covered bridge that you go over. The Rick House. The iconic Rick House that has all the iconic stained glass windows that you can do the tours through.
Okay,
there was a tour that was starting
they were
right
huddled
there.
up.
They're all huddled up. But anyway,
and we joked about, I wonder if we could just kind of scoozy on in.
Yeah, but we walked for what seemed like a long time to get to their store and their bottle shop, gift shop, whatever. And we get down there, and inside there, they had all these different kiosks set up to where you could pick your bottle with the label, and then you could dip your own and take your picture while you're dipping it and wax dip your own things. They had all these, the art and the fine art side of it just continued on into the,
because all that art, local art, is showcased in there too.
You could buy barrel staves that had unique hand painted things on them. You could they had so much going on, but it caught me off guard because that bottle shop, gift shop type area was not your first presentation. Because that's the thing that every other distillery has. They flip the script on this, and they start you with, it's a fine art experience, gallery experience.
Yes.
And then that leads to a tasting room. And then you explore the grounds of the distillery to finally come to their gift shop, bottle shop, where you can buy a bottle, you can buy t-shirts, glassware, all the things. You can dip your own and do all the things. That's kind of instead of that being the very first thing, it's not an afterthought. I feel like it's very deliberate and very purposeful. It is the last step in the tour of the distillery. And that has made me a fan of Maker's Mark, probably more than anything else, because of the very intentional deliberateness.
It's like they saved the tourist trap for the end.
While we were talking, I did a couple water drops on this. Did you guys get in on that action?
I did. I got one.
Cinnamon came forward on the palate for me after a couple water drops. I don't remember getting cinnamon before, but it's there for me now. Man,
maybe it's in there, but I'm kind of overwhelmed by it's not just a
the proof
mint.
burn came up.
It's just kind of a bad mint and lots of oak. Maybe I only put one drop in here, and because it was like maybe a half ounce left, kind of like what Casey Kidd's got here. But I put in one. How many did you put?
I put about one.
About one. What's the proof on this, by the way?
109.4.
109. I could have put 2. And a half ounce pour, I could have put 2. 109.4. Yeah. I probably could have been in 2, but I didn't. You know what? Here. This isn't going to be exactly what you did from your experience, but I'm going to add probably a 1/4 ounce here and a...
all that to say, I don't know if the water drops added anything or made this better.
My initial assessment is absolutely not. I think they picked the proof perfectly.
The chocolate disappeared when I put the
and you were like on the palate, first thing, hardcore childhood memory
fudge,
right? It's like you went right to it.
Yep.
Fudge.
What did you give this on the nose?
On the nose, for me, it was an easy 4.5. You picked up on the powdered cocoa and the floral kind of aspects of it. You're right. That dropped the fudge, adding the water to it. Anyway, fig and shortbread. After thinking about it, I could definitely see that. I could go there. Vanilla cream, absolutely, and kind of a light caramel. Yeah, no citrus really to speak of.
No, none at all.
I was kind of surprised by that, and I don't know. My experience with Maker's Mark really isn't that in depth. So, this is the one that goes in. It's cask strength, and then they add staves to the barrel and just let it rip, tater chip.
Yep.
You know, and then what you get is what
After
you get.
they've aged it, they put it in a new barrel
To finish it.
with these finishing staves.
Yeah. Yeah.
For 9 weeks.
9 weeks.
And after they've
That's a lot longer than I thought it would be.
After they've aged it, each barrel is specially fitted with 10 wood finishing staves in our limestone cellar and aged for an additional 9 weeks.
Okay.
So 9 weeks, it's 2.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
What about you on the nose?
Yeah, where you at on the nose?
As much as I actually really love this on the palate, I found the nose a little underwhelming. And underwhelming is strong because I still gave it a 4.
Okay, you were wowed.
4.0.
You're like, wow. All right.
It was a okay nose. There was nothing extra to it.
Yeah. How about you?
Can I?
KC Kid?
I feel like I'm about to pivot because
Pivot?
Dubs has like kind of maybe led me
Second guess your entire life. Yeah, he has a habit of doing
that. I kind of did 4. So initially I did 4.25.
Oh, you're going to change your math?
But I think that I'm probably going to do that.
You can change your math. It's fine.
I think that I'm with him on the 4. I think that like
all right.
The powdered cocoa, I was right there. Like initially, it hit me right in the nose.
Yeah.
I was right there.
There just wasn't anything.
But
For me, I wasn't there, and that's just wild because it's 2 out of 3. Dang bad, little meatloaf for you. But like 2 out of 3 people picked up on the powdered cocoa, and I just didn't.
Yeah,
that's fine.
It was the initial when I first had that smell, I was like, I know exactly what you're talking about. But then moving forward, it wasn't anything that was, oh my gosh, I smell this, I smell that, I smell this. There wasn't that citrus. It was very kind of just, here it is. Yep. So I'm with you on that. I've been convinced, and so we'll keep it moving. You know, there's a possibility. The next 3, I'll change my mind depending on how you guys.
You know what?
Say something.
We will delete your email.
And all of that said, though,
I don't get anything. No one's sent me anything.
Rogue Spirits fan.
This is 109.4 proof.
It is.
It doesn't drink anywhere in that ballpark.
You know what? You're right. We didn't address that. It does not.
I don't think it drinks 90 proof. I think it drinks very, very low.
We added water to it, and to me, the proof on the nose, like that proof pinch.
It may have gone with the water.
But at the higher proof, without the water, it did not.
It did not.
It didn't feel, it doesn't feel like 109.
I just felt this nose and palated very, very low proof.
So, all that to say, locking it back in here. Palate, you picked up on like some hardcore childhood memory unlocked fudge moment, right? And of course, my mind went to A Christmas Story. Yours went straight to a pool table full of treats. A pool table full of treats, an entire plate gone, and a big old bellyache. I thought caramel apple cookies.
Oh yeah.
And somebody said the oak char. And vanilla is just kind of over, like a vanilla kind of blanket over the top. Just kind of indiscriminate. Indistinct vanilla, not so much vanilla bean, not French vanilla, not whatever. There's so many different flavors of vanilla. But like, it just felt like a kind of a vanilla blanket getting pulled over you. And as far as the palate goes. And I really liked it. I was wowed by it, and it just kind of went up from there. So I gave it a 4.5. Nice. That's my reasoning. That's a long story longer to get to my point. There you go. It's almost like a trip to Branson. It took a long time to get there, and when you got there, it's like, I could have taken the short route.
You know what though?
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Because girl.
Same.
Same.
All right.
I see your 4.5, and I meet you.
I meet you at 4.5. How about you, KC Kid?
I did 4.25.
He's a fuddy-duddy. He's a party pooper. 4.25 is not a bad score. It's actually very good. I think you picked up on the oak char, if you will.
Yeah.
On the very tail end of the finish, which brings us to the finish. On the finish, the oak char starts it off pretty much. There was caramel, vanilla carried through. It was a short warmth, and there was just kind of a lingering sweet. It wasn't so much of a Kentucky hug. It wasn't a long lingering warmth. The warmth, like we said, was short, but the sweet was there, and it kept you locked in.
It might
It
be
was
so
really
much
good.
sweet.
It might
it was
be
really good.
It might be a Maker's Mark branded thing. Like the short warmth might be a thing.
Oh,
you mentioned
that- okay,
You
okay.
mentioned that thing
Yeah.
where it's like it's kind of
Yeah.
from what you've experienced.
Most of my life, 80% of it, probably, if I had to throw a percent, maybe 75. I don't know why I'm hung up on percents. I'm not a math guy. But the thing is, I haven't really spent a lot of time with what Maker's Mark has to offer.
yeah.
So that's really kind of hard for me to kind of niche down
Sure.
and really discuss with any kind of authority, if that's the right kind of word.
Yeah.
But yeah, so all that to say, the caramel, the vanilla, the short warmth, which actually I was a fan of, and the lingering sweet, which I'm a big fan of, I gave it a 4 1/4. I was wowed by it because I was like, wow, it's never what I expect from Maker's Mark. How about you, W2?
You're copying.
I'm not copying. You keep your hand over your, like, when he's doing his scores, he's just like, no.
Hey,
No, I'm gonna,
Yeah.
I want to leave you hanging.
I met you.
Okay.
Yeah, he met me at 4 1/4. Oh, goodness.
What'd this guy get?
This was a really good bottle. How about you, Casey Kid? What'd you give it?
I did 4 1/4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you kept it locked in right with us.
Yeah,
That's
like
cool.
like I basically first time for everything. Like I was locked in with all y'all, and I basically again it just continued that story that my taste buds felt was happening, and I mean it was great, but it didn't push it anywhere closer to 5 in that sense.
That's all right. That's all right. I'll accept it because 4 1/4 is really, it's not a bad score at all for a finish. Bottle presentation, moving along.
Yeah.
We
Yes,
talked
sir.
about it great length. We talked about this
Yep.
private selection bottle, a different one. We talked about the OG style, which is really close to the Maker's old number 46, I think is what they call it, style, the French oak. If you know, you know. But everything's got that iconic red wax drip. This one here has a plastic cap for a topper, but adhered to it is a composite cork that is made to look like natural cork. I'm pretty sure that's where the industry is going, is composite.
Sure.
I don't know if it's cheaper. I don't know why. Maybe just shelf stability. I don't know. What I liked about this one versus the other one is the wax medallion here.
Yep.
You can get
It's
the other private selection bottle that you brought out. It was an embossment of the Maker's Mark medallion. Right there, just the glass embossment. But this one here, it's got like, you remember Tanqueray? It's like a green bottle with a red wax medallion on there. Like I remember drinking it when I was a kid.
or Balcones.
Balcones does it too.
Balcones
They,
does
they do it too.
Yep.
Isn't theirs black? It doesn't matter.
It is black.
Right. So anyway, so like I really love this information here with the
I
different
love that
staves.
information.
Yeah, and the bottle number, like one of 200 or whatever it is. I all that to say, I mean, it's got a nice kind of heavy bottom. It's unlike all other Maker's Mark bottles. It's got the iconic red wax dip. We've been there to the distillery. It's got the private selection kind of synopsis back here on the back. It tells you all about the program. And I was I don't know. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of this bottle. So I gave it a 4 1/4.
Okay.
I had to look back at my notes just to double triple check. I gave it a 4 1/4. I was wowed by it and a
Very
little
nice.
bit more. How about you, W2?
I came in at 4 even.
4 even. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, where were you, Casey Kid?
I felt like I was a little bit more generous. I did 4.35.
4.35, just
Yeah.
to make things difficult. Why
Well,
not?
here's the deal. Like
3.5, not
3.5.
not 3.75.
Not 3.75.
No.
Not
Here's
3.5.
No.
here's the thing. Like when we talked about
Here
this
we go.
earlier in the episode,
Saddle
basically
up,
it
boys
was
and girls.
basically talking about the iconic branding. So like for me,
Yeah.
it easily already gets to like a 4.5 for how iconic it is. The thing that kind of changed that whole perspective is that the bottle doesn't match like some of the traditional bottles that they've done. So it's like
very much so.
there's a little bit of like in my head of like, well, why did you do that? And we don't really have an answer for that, except for like in my head, when I look at this bottle, like it is coca, cream, like
that is the title that they selected for this.
So like I just didn't know
Cocoa cream.
So I didn't know if that like played into like maybe like this is why the shape looks like that, and maybe there's something that plays with like a historical aspect of it. This is me reading into it with no evidence whatsoever.
No context.
So like I mean again, like I'm guessing, and I'm probably reading into this more than like the average like listener and viewer is like sitting there and like, who cares? Like I'm here to drink, okay? But like for me, it just that's what played into it. Traditionally, when you have this looking, bottles, the traditional maker's mark,
more squared
off, like squared off look, like that's where you get the closer to the 4.5. And again, that candle at the top, and I'll stop. But like with the wax at the top, it's so iconic that you're going to go into any store and you know exactly without it saying they could remove this is what makes great branding, and you know this. When like the Nike swoosh, you do not need the word Nike anymore because you know the swoosh is Nike.
Red wax.
Red wax on a bottle, you know that it's going to be Maker's Mark.
Yep.
So, like the shape of a Coca-Cola bottle, you know what that's going to look like. People might be like, "Oh, that might be Pepsi." More than likely, it's Coca-Cola. Like you're not going down that road. This is when you start getting into the nuances of branding that are. It's fun.
Trademarked.
It's fun to think about. And again, Maker's Mark has done that, and it's rare. I mean, you have the horses on top of Blannon's. You have, there's things that have done that, but like
used to have the skeleton on top of a dead guy.
But I would argue that this is probably the one of the most iconic, like whiskey, like trademark things.
Yeah, bottle presentations.
Bottle presentations out there.
And folks, that brings us to our final score. If you don't know how we get there, well, you're gonna have to watch another episode. Thank you for watching another episode ahead of time. So, final score for me was 8.75, 8 3/4.
Nice.
How about you, W Dose?
Came in at 8 3/8.
8
3.75.
Okay. That's a fun number. How about you?
I'm 8.425.
8.4. Yeah, it's a funky number because of that 4.35.
Yeah.
It's funky but fun.
That's what I'm here for.
Yeah,
the
laying down the
funkiness.
funk. Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
Casey Kid and the Funky Bunch.
Wow, that happened. Funky Bunch. Who was that? Marky Mark? But now it's Casey Kid?
Yeah. You'll see me dance. Funny. I'll do Poison soon. Anyway.
Oh, dear God.
This has been
so
fun.
It should be politics, religion, professional wrestling, and hair metal. Didn't you say something about Poison?
Yeah, but I was thinking of like the song Poison, like it's driving me out of my. Anyway, let's keep moving.
It's Poison.
Alice Cooper.
Look at him. Look at that guy
running through my veins.
It's not Alice.
He knows exactly what I'm talking about.
I know.
Those props to that. Okay, anyway,
right there.
We'll keep it moving.
Is this destination going to show up on GPS? I am so lost right now. Anyway, whatever. So no matter who you are, where you are. Thank you for watching and listening and checking in. Be sure to hit the subscribe and the bell notifications and everything. Share it with your fellow whiskey enthusiasts. Thank you, Ralph, for picking this bottle. Thank you, HyVee, for employing Ralph, and who you're drinking with and what you're drinking. Never forget. Keep on burning.